Yes guys, you guys have been asking me about why am I holding this trade for so long? Why did you not close it already? You're a day trader, now you've been in this trade for almost the entire week. I understand that I'm at the phase where I'm taking things slower in life, remember? So it makes me implement my strategy. This is the whole strategy, right? All you see the major zones and one minor zone. The minor zone is there because I took entry there. That's my first entry. So you guys will ask me then, why are you still in this trade? I just implemented a simple step into the whole process of holding this for longer. My daily time frame, I start usually from the daily. This time around when I was still in the trade. So remember the week did not close. So let's go and show you what I'm talking about, right? I'll show you guys what I am talking about. So this is how I then implemented that whole trade, right? So price, it was Friday. I used the Thursday candle right about here. Covered the top wick of that, and then I covered that one day. All right. I then went to the 4-hour time frame. I then refined. I slept with this while it was in drawdown throughout the weekend, right? In drawdown. So price then gave me a minor zone right about this area here. So I just looked at the two candlesticks that are touching the zone, and then I covered the top wick like that. All right, of this highest candle. My entry confirmation was given round about here. I think it was the 30 minute. It was the 30 minute. I remember correctly. Yeah, there it is. All right, there is my confirmation. Let me make it look nice for you. There was my confirmation, my bullish engulf. So I then waited for my 50% retracement. If you don't know what's my 50% retracement, you can go check the old videos. All right, this is a minor zone. Took in account for the wick right here. That's why the stop loss was quite big, this wick here, because price can still come and tap me out there, right? My target was then, if price does break above here, you can then continue with it, because this is a major zone, this is a minor zone. So when a major zone gets broken, you will see the move that it gives after that, right? So my next point of interest was, let's go back to the 4-hour. Come on, it just disappeared on me. My next point of interest was the next highs or top wicks. That's what I'm trying to say, top wicks. Because if you break top wicks, the chances of you continuing in that direction to go tap by the top wicks and maybe reverse is higher, right? So that was my next point of entry. That's where I wanted to end. So this is the magic thing that I did. So when this whole thing was happening, right? When it was happening like this, I then implemented the same strategy by just using a weekly time frame, right? So I then looked at the previous one. This is this week's candle. So what I saw, what made me even more interested in holding this until up there, is this wick right here, right? The reason I say that, we have a broke of structure, but we don't have top wicks after that break. So I was like, okay, if it breaks above this top wick, I'm gonna continue holding this. So that's why I was still in the trade. So I used my strategy the same way. So we covered those top wick and the bottom wick of that previous weekly candle. I then went to the 4-hour time frame, right? 4-hour time frame. Now look at this 4-hour time frame. I looked at the candlesticks right here. I covered them, that one, the top one, the highest. 1-2 candles were touching from that daily candle. So if this breaks, I have an opportunity to take entry right here again. But I did not take multiple entries. I just kept one entry from the stop. I mean, I executed a few here at the minor zone that we had on that previous chart that I showed you. But after that, I just I want to see where this goes. I'm really patient. I'm not really in the mood to look for setups, and I'm still resting, right? So I then found another minor zone, the only candle that was touching here. So now check this out. If price broke above here, you would have then looked for your entry. So let's see if you could have gotten an entry there if you used the same strategy. You know our entries is what? The bullish engulfs and bearish engulfs, right? So now for instance, we need to look for a bullish engulf right there. So look at that. A nice 50% retracement entry you could have taken if you use the same breakoffs, right? 50% entry, boom, and boom, right? So you could have then had that, right? Target would have been here, but if that structure breaks, you just keep on looking for the next bullish engulf. that doesn't look nice for me. It must be next to the zone. So you could have went to the 1 hour time frame to look for a more clearer entry. I would be satisfied with this one. I would have been satisfied with that one. You could have executed again a buy right about here. Boom. And then your target would be the next major zone. Boom. But for me, I just kept understanding how did I keep understanding? I know when a day closes, right? When a day closes, that's why you see so many major zones here. When a day closes, so let's say this candle closed, I know I need to follow the same step. Bottom wick, top wick, I covered it with that box. That was the main interesting thing for me the whole time, right? So if price breaks that zone, you look for a possibility of an entry right there, a bullish engulf from that zone right there, right? From this major zone here. Let me just delete this line. That's the initial target that I was aiming for. So that got broken. Top wicks, I would choose somewhere around about there. So let's look at the 1 hour. If you could have gotten an entry, delete this whole thing here. Okay, here you would have not gotten an entry. All right, no entry would have been gotten here. Here you can look for the 30-minute. Maybe you can see an entry. Not a nice entry. Oh, here you could have gotten an entry here, bullish engulf. Boom, nice. Could have entered there. Right? Could have entered there. Bullish engulf. This is below the zone. Let's check here. Using the daily previous candle, break of major zone. So what you're gonna do, you go to your lower time frames, look for your entry, bullish engulfs, round about there. This looks like a bullish engulf, but not so nice for me. Yeah, I would have been satisfied with one of these, right? Could have taken entry there, another entry provided by the major zone, stop loss just below those wicks to account for them. So you could have had so many chances of being in the market. Here you could have gotten an entry, there's a bullish engulf. Like, do you see, if you know your plan and just keep it simple and understand, you could have gotten all these entries. But I just used a different approach, which is I used the higher time frames instead of using my daily my daily candlestick of going back looking for another entry. I just swing traded, the same concept, but I just kept reminding myself, you know, that's a major zone. That's why you see all these boxes getting cut here. So if price breaks that major zone, it will continue. Yes, I had doubts that it's gonna turn, especially with this type of move that happened. My trade was around about here. I was like, I lost all that money, but in the end, we are aiming for that winner up there, 2710. That's where I think it will go. My next trail will then be to here, because currently it's still roughly around here. I'll show you a screenshot here on the side. Okay, so that is me keeping it simple and loving the process of the way I approach the markets. Simple, straightforward. Patience pays. It's always paid me. If you don't have patience, that means, because I know a lot of people sold here, but I don't know what's your strategy. Maybe you use the 1 minute, it works for you. So I'm not saying it's bad you sold. I'm just saying, do you see how I keep my structures simple based on a daily candle? I just implemented the same principles on a weekly candle or time frame and traded the same way. Hope you guys like this video. I'll check you out on the next one. God bless.